Turn up the volume nice and loud. Cause we are controlling transmission with Dawn Marie. You're in the mix with Lil Drummer Girl. With your host, Dawn Marie. In the mix.
Hey, welcome, my rock and drumsters, to another episode of The Little Drummer Girl. I'm your host, Dawn Marie Mutel. Let's get rocking and finish this year with a bang. Tonight, we have Judah Holliday. Judah is a Miami F.L.A.-based singer-songwriter who brings us a breed of pop music full of infectious melodies and hypnotic beats. He began taking Adderoll as a kid. He grew up thinking he needed medication in order to do well in life. His single, Good Life, was actually inspired from a stint in rehab. We'll talk about that a little bit later. There's so much to cover, so I want to get Judah on the line. Hey, Judah, how's it going this evening?
Hey, how are you?
Awesome. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
It's my pleasure, my pleasure. I see we're both in sunny F.L.A. How's the weather out there today?
It's good. It looks like there's a storm a-brewing.
Yeah. It's that time of year where we're getting nothing but those for a few months. But, hey, better than snow is what I say.
Better than snow and better than cold. So I'll take what I could get.
So let me ask you this. We have a lot to cover. Do you mind if we just jump right in?
Please. I'm very open. You could ask me anything.
Awesome. Well, I need to know what inspired you to get into the music business.
Well, I really feel like I didn't have much other option. That's really what I was best at my whole life. Like, I was not good in school, and I was pretty decent at sales, but it did not resonate with me well. And I've just always pursued music and felt that as long as I don't stop, I'll never know if I fail. So no matter how much success I attain, as long as I don't stop pursuing, then I'll never, like I said, fail at it. I'll never know if I failed. So I just feel like it's always been something that I've been doing, and it's a part of my life. Sometimes, like in the past, I was more active or less active, but more recently I've just been completely consumed by it and have, gained some attention because of it too.
That's awesome. I understand that you went through this major transition in your life from using Adderoll. How young were you when you started on Adderoll?
I think I was around 7, and back then I think it was Ritalin or some other stimulant. And then, like, as I got into high school, I started taking Adderoll, and it was the type of thing where I was given it, and I didn't really have much of a choice because my learning disability was very present, and it was really the only option at that time. And the way it made me feel was very motivated and that I could focus on anything. But as it wore off, it made me fear the fact that I wouldn't be able to continue to focus. And I think that over the years, one of the reasons why I developed such a serious addiction to it is primarily that fear of not being creative or useful in general because of that crash. That's really what motivated me to take more than I should have, and eventually led me down this rabbit hole of just continuous pill popping and constantly being on and up, and it all culminated into just a massive crash that consisted of virtually almost losing everything I care about. And luckily I went to rehab and haven't taken Adderoll since, and don't plan to ever again.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you.
So how old were you when you went to rehab, if you don't mind me asking?
I was 28.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you were on it for that
year.
long of a time.
Yeah, it was still
wow.
this year.
Wow, that's heavy duty. So how does your body feel now that you're clean and you don't have those drugs in your system anymore? Do you feel that you still have like the focus that you need to keep moving forward and the energy without having to?
There are a lot of exciting things happening right now. So like that's very helpful, but a lot of days like I'm sometimes like down in the dumps and even like, I don't know, sometimes like anxious or just like depressed for no reason. And I think that having, like getting used to not being on a stimulant and getting used to the fact that that type of high is just completely abnormal is like very hard. And, if you heard a snore in the phone at that moment, that's my emotional support dog, Nava. So I apologize in advance.
Hi, Nava.
But she's helped me over the past few years, and even more so after I finished rehab. So sorry about that.
No, that's all good. What kind of dog is she?
She's a lab mix.
Oh, beautiful.
A black
Such
lab
good
mix.
Personalities. Such good personalities.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that overall, despite like the low energy at times, like overall, I'm very mentally present and not just like amped up and sort of like high, if you will. So.
Do you like exercise and things like that to kind of stay fit and eat like a clean diet to sort of help balance anything out? Or
no, I absolutely I despise exercising, even though I do it every day. And I love junk food, but I don't eat that every day. That's, to be honest, like I can't. No, I just don't like it. But I have to do it, or else it just is so much worse. But I can honestly say that like I really do not enjoy just like being out in the 90-degree weather, sweating But at the end of the workout, I do feel accomplished. But I have a trainer that I work with, and I've really more recently have been more serious about it, just because I have certain goals for my body that I'd like to see happen in my lifetime. So I really would like to get on those goals and stuff like that. But like I try and eat clean as much as possible. And my wife is about to be a registered dietitian, so that's very helpful also.
Good for you.
Right. And, I just try and remain as positive as I can, even though it's very hard at times, because I still do suffer from, various psychological issues such as anxiety and stuff like that. So it's sometimes very hard to deal with a feeling of being down when so many things are happening that are so rare. Being able to pursue a career in music is somewhat rare, and it's important to sort of reflect on that and make sure that you remain thankful for the things that you're able to do.
Yes. It's so important. And it's funny because I know we all take things for granted, but when you do hit a wall, so to say, and you realize how fleeting life is, when you know that, oh, you know what, I can have this choice and you can make that difference and to implement it into your life. It's so, it's very wise of you to do that, to have been able to actually realize, like, I have to stop, like, I have to change this lifestyle. And that's huge.
Thank you. Yeah. It's hard.
Do you play, it is hard. And you know what, because life in itself is hard. So I know after I was hit by the drunk driver when I was 22 years old, I went into a bout of depression, and it's really hard when you do have all these good things going on and you can still feel that like darkness hanging over you. You're like, why do I feel like this way?
But it's like this free-floating anxiety.
Yeah, exactly. Because we don't know what's next, and we never know the future and things like that. And if we have anxiety, every little thing can kind of kick us off in the wrong direction. So, but with the music, I think it's probably like really crucial when you like you said, you came up with the song when you were in rehab, and I love the video to it. It's so inspirational, and I thought it was really greatly done, and
thank you.
Very inspirational. So, can you tell us? I know you have a new single out. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I have a single called All That I Got Tonight that's out, and it's on some FM radio stations around the country, which is very exciting. And that song I wrote partially in rehab, but sort of finished it out of rehab and wrote about, reflecting on what I have and what I almost lost. And that's why it's called All That I Got Tonight. So that's out now on all streaming platforms. And, it's exciting stuff that's going on.
Do you play any instruments?
Yeah, I play guitar and piano, and I sing.
Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't realize you play piano, too. That's awesome. So when you make the beats, what system do you use when you create the beats?
So for the songs that have been released, I've worked with producers just because I really wanted to have some different types of sounds that weren't necessarily coming just from me, but I use Studio One for production.
Oh, okay.
Which is by Presonus.
How do you spell that?
Presonus.
Very cool.
And Studio One, yeah. When
you do work with the producers, are you in a studio working with them, or do you just say, "Hey, this is my lyrics, and I want something put together with that"? What's your?
So normally I'll. So if we're together, I'll play the acoustic guitar and sing the song, and kind of give them the ability to, come up with a drum pattern. And then, once they have that, they'll start adding different layers. But if I'm, away or something, I would send, I usually always start with an acoustic guitar and a vocal and let them take it from there.
That's cool. How young were you when you started playing guitar and piano?
I was 13.
Oh, very cool. What would you say was one of your biggest music business challenges? Have you come across anything that was kind of oh my gosh, I can't believe this happened, or any of those oh crap moments?
Yeah, virtually throughout my whole life, I would say was either a oh crap, I can't believe I paid that guy to do that thing when that's not how it is, but today I had an oh crap moment when I walked into a radio station and was I'm about to be interviewed, and sing live on the air. The important thing is to realize that I think success in music has to do with the amount of time and energy you put in and the amount of persistence you have, because the music business changes constantly and you need to sort of flow with the waves, if you will. And it's just a matter of continuing to ride this wave that sort of has a mind of its own. And if you're committed to spending your whole life figuring out a way in, it really does happen, I think. And I think it happens and it can happen for many people. I think the biggest challenge is getting through the downtime and the negative things that happen and the rejections and being able to say it doesn't matter whether they say yes or no. This is the only thing that I want to do, and I'm going to continue trying. And I think that's why I am where I am now. It's because I just refuse to quit.
I love that, because persistence is key to anything. And I think success in all different arenas, no matter if it's music or whatever it might be, is so important. And that's the thing I am always talking about. Even just for myself, I have to motivate myself. You got to push. And there are those days when you feel okay, I don't know if I can keep going, but you want it that badly. And I always say to people, how bad do you want it?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, and you can't just throw in the towel, because it could be right around the corner from hitting something that could be really, catapult you into a totally different stratosphere. So I love when you said that. So thank you for sharing that. And what pearls of wisdom would you say to those who are just starting out in the business?
Well, keep everything digital. Don't worry about pressing CDs anymore. If you feel like you have something that's likable, then don't let anybody tell you to not pursue it, and to just listen to yourself and pursue, because there's no right way to do it and there's no magic formula. So anybody that really says, I know exactly what to do, is most likely giving you a run for your money or something. So I would just say to like, know that there really is no secret. It's just like ebbs and flows of this like really crazy sort of like mind of its own type of like business where different things trend at different times, whether they make sense or not. And anything can work at any time. And to just try and like keep doing and don't stop, because the second like you stop, it becomes very easy to push off, I think. And you know, it's really important to treat it serious like a job, because although it's probably one of the most fun things that you could imagine doing, which is I wake up every morning and I go to a recording studio or I go to a meeting to figure out how I'm going to help bring my career, you know, up. But like it requires a lot of things. Like I wake up early and I exercise and I'm on a schedule, and it's just a matter of persistence and recognizing one important thing, that there are so many people in this world that could like what you're putting out, and you might just be sort of like talking to ones that may not like it, but it doesn't mean that it's bad. And I think that continuing to release music and trying to reach that fan base is the best thing you could do to acquire new fans, and to just continue being inspired by different things that you hear, and just to never stop releasing music.
That's wonderful. Thank you. Do you have any specific things you'd like to use for your marketing to market your business?
Yeah. What I usually do is I run Facebook and Instagram ads and try and target specific demographics that I think would respond well to the different types of posts that I do. But more recently, I guess because of the different attention I've been getting from my single, it's been a little bit more easy because I've been able to get onto larger platforms and blogs because of that. But one great thing to do is to market your posts on Instagram and boost them to, you know, a demographic that you feel matches either the music or whatever else you're trying to promote.
Now, are you looking to build your email list, or are you looking to have the sales on the email?
It's actually a great question. I really think I'm looking to build my email list more, because what I'm dying to do is just play in front of tons of people that know my music. I mean, I think about money a lot and how much you need to like really be happy. And the reality is that being able to connect with fans and hearing people like say how much your songs mean to them and hearing them sing your song back, like you can't buy that. With the stuff like that, you know, money comes. But I really think that, you know, like I really like people and I like reaching people, and I'm really interested in growing my following, you know, through various outlets. And I think like in time that will eventually equate to dollars. But
yeah,
you know,
it does. It does need time to grow and build, just like, you know, any other business, for sure. When you boost your ads, like, are you spending thousands of dollars? Are you spending like, oh, I'm going to do this for the $35 for the week, or how do you usually break them out?
So that's all through the record label that I'm signed to, and like the different, you know, they have different departments and marketing, stuff like that. I really don't get involved like in the budgeting for that type of stuff. But I do believe that it's much less than that, because the best way to find out if something is working is by putting very little into it and seeing if you see any spikes. And the goal is to spend as little as possible to retain the most activity.
Get your bang for your buck.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, yeah, and I know the Facebook ads, they get a little convoluted, and I know I was doing some agency work for some people, and it gets like, it's just there's so much to it. But once you know your demographics, I think that's why it's so important, and it is important to build your email list. So you guys listening out there, if you're not building that list, please get it started, because you do want to have your fans in your pocket there, and you want them out there, and you want them following you. So a lot of people don't want to, like, even get into social media, and I keep saying, like, you're crazy, because like everything is there. It's like that's where everybody is, and if you're not out there, you're going to miss it. And it's just and every day it's changing, the rules are changing, and it's harder to reach people. I mean, I used to get likes and have all these likes come in, and like now it's like, oh, where are they? And it's like even your followers aren't seeing the stuff that you're posting, and like all these algorithms are changing, and it's just so convoluted right now. I don't know what's going on with it, but it's still a great tool.
Totally.
So let me ask you this question now. Time is running short here. I just want to know, are you ready to play the 11-stroke roll rapid fire interview?
Definitely, and I'm excited to.
Okay, awesome. All right. Your favorite travel spot?
My favorite travel spot?
Yes.
Like a beach area, like an all-inclusive resort.
Ooh, that's fun. Your favorite food?
Pizza, definitely.
New York style?
Yep.
All right. Things you do while you're waiting on a really long line?
Look at Instagram.
Your favorite genre of music when you're not at work?
Top 40, pop.
Do you have one article of clothing that you just can't live without?
Underwear?
That's a good one. Your favorite person to hang out with?
Well, this one could actually get me in trouble, I guess, right? So I'm going to have to say my wife.
That's a good answer. Car or motorcycle?
Car.
One of your favorite artists?
Gavin DeGraw.
Is there a place that you would love to visit that's been on your bucket list that you haven't gotten to yet?
Australia.
Oh, yes, that's on my list, too.
Yeah.
Long flight.
Looking at how I could break up the flight, and, like, you could go to F.L.A. for a little bit.
If you were to come back as anyone, who would it be?
My dad.
Very cool. What is your biggest pet peeve?
My biggest pet peeve?
Yes.
Long fake nails.
Yes, I agree. But thank you so much for playing that. I appreciate it.
Of course, that was really fun.
So tell me, where can they find you and reach you? What are your handles? I know you say you're on Facebook and Instagram.
All of my, you could find me at Judah Holiday, JUDAHHOLIDAY, and that's for Instagram and Facebook, Spotify. Just if you search Judah Holiday, that's my name.
All right, I'll make sure I put the links to everything in the show notes so you guys listening can check out the notes and see some of his work, because it's really cool. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. This was really fun, and I appreciate you having me on the show.
Yeah, anytime. And tell me, if you're in the Tampa area, please let me know, because I'd love to come to a show or something. And
that would be awesome, yeah.
And I actually might be out in Miami in January, so if you have anything going on, I'll make sure I shoot you.
Yeah, we'll definitely keep in touch. Thank you so much.
Good. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you, Judah. Have a great evening.
You too. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
And thank you, my rock and drumsters, for staying tuned with us this evening. It really means the world to me. And guess what? The book is almost done, so if you haven't pre-ordered a copy, go to www.littledrummergirl.com/book and get a copy, because I know you're going to enjoy it. And remember, it's never too late to live the life of your dreams and leave a trailblazing behind you. So rock on and rock out, and I'll catch you on the flip side.